In this class, let us study exemption related to renting services under GST. The first renting service is renting of residential dwelling for residential purpose. So here two conditions should be satisfied. Renting should be of residential dwelling and it should be for residential purpose. Now the first question comes, what is residential dwelling? Dwelling means house or a place where one person lives. So if someone rents the residential house only for residential purpose, it is exempt. In other ways, say I have a residential house. I own a residential house, but I am renting it for a commercial purpose. Say someone wants to take coaching in my house, so I am renting it out for a commercial purpose. This is not exempt. I have a residential house, but I am giving it on rent for someone else to come and live. Then this service is exempt. So in short, two conditions should definitely be satisfied, that is renting of residential dwelling for residential purpose, and in examination they keep on asking this particular exemption. So this is one of the important exemption that you need to remember. Now let us talk about the second service with relation to renting which is exempt, that is renting of a hotel room. You can see a hotel room behind me. Now the question is, if I am taking this hotel room on rent, should I need to pay GST or is it exempt from GST? The GST provision, that is the exemption provision in your study material, it says if the room rent is up to 1000 rupees, it is exempt from GST. Now I want to give a small clarification. I said if the room rent is 1000 or lesser than that, it is exempt from GST. Now how do you calculate this room rent? Let us take an example. The original declared tariff of this room, that is what they print it in their menu, is 2000 rupees. But as a summer offer, I got it for 800 rupees. The declared tariff is 2000, but I got it for 800 rupees. Now you tell me, should I pay GST or is it exempt? It is taxable, it is not exempt. Why? Because we need to see the declared tariff. That is 800 is after a discount. We need to see what is the value before discount. So before discount it was 2000 rupees. That is more than 1000. Hence it is taxable. So always remember, in examination you need to search for the word declared tariff. If declared tariff is not there, then you can consider rent. Now let us talk about next exemption, renting of religious precincts. That is our next exemption. Now the question will come, what is religious precincts? Let us take an example to understand this. There is one popular temple in the city of Tirupati in the state of Andhra Pradesh. This temple is managed by a religious and charitable organization called as TTD. It is called as TTD. TTD also provide three types of commercial services. They provide three types of commercial services. The first one is they provide accommodation services to the devotees. Devotees come all over the country. They come from all over the country. For them to stay in this particular temple, they provide accommodation services. And the second service what they provide is, for a religious ceremony, they rent their hall or auditorium. Say for a purpose of marriage, they have their auditorium and they rent it out. So this is the second service they provide. And the third service is, they also own so many shops. They own so many shops near the religious precincts. Precincts means surrounding of the temple. So in the surrounding of temple, they own many shops. These shops they are renting out to a third persons who will carry their business in those shops. So there are three services: accommodation services, second one is renting of hall, and the third one is they rent shops as well. Now let us see which are those services which are exempt from GST. The first exemption is in relation to accommodation services. If the room rent is lesser than 1000 rupees, it is exempt from GST. Say the room rent per day is 800 rupees. This entire 800 is exempt from GST. On the other hand, let us say room rent is 3000 per day. If it is 3000 per day, entire 3000 is taxable. You should never deduct 1000 from 3000 and calculate tax on 2000 rupees. See, always entire 3000 is taxable. Now let us see the second exemption. The second point simply says if the rent of the hall is less than 10,000 per day. If the rent of the hall is less than 10,000 per day, it is exempt from GST. Now let us see the third point. It talks about renting of the shops. Renting of the shops and the rent is lesser than 10,000 per month, it is exempt. Don't confuse. Earlier one was 10,000 per day with regards to hall. But when it comes to renting of shop, it is 10,000 per month. So if the shop rent is lesser than 10,000 rupees, it is exempt from GST. But if it is more than 10,000 rupees, it is taxable. Now let us move to a real life location to see how practically it works. Let us take an example to understand what we discussed just now. You can see a mosque behind me. So this mosque is managed by one charitable and religious entity. This mosque also owns this shop. Even this shop is owned by the charitable entity or a religious entity. Now, if this religious entity rents out this shop to an outsider and it collects rent lesser than 10,000 rupees per month, it is exempt. So, only when they are collecting rent lesser than 10,000 rupees for this shop, it is exempt from GST. We just inquired with the shop owner that what is the rent he pays, and he said he pays 30,000 rupees per month. Now you tell me whether it is exempt. It is not exempt. Though it is in the religious precincts, the shop owner pays rent more than 10,000 per month. It is not exempt. On the other hand, if the rent was only 6,000 rupees per month, it would have been exempt from GST.